Tipping in America has got so out of hand and I'm tired of it. The other day, I went to a self-serve froyo place. I walk in, I grab the cup I want, I get the froyo I want, then I pick the toppings I want, I bring it to the register, I set it on the scale, the employee taps a button and says this is gonna be your total. Why, when this nigga flipped the screen around, was there an option to tip? And what makes it worse is 0 wasn't even one of the default options. It had 20, 18, and 15%. I had to manually input 0. Who exactly am I tipping in this scenario? I did all the work. So if I leave a tip, does that come back to me and decrease my total? No? It goes to the workers? Then fuck yourself. You've lost your damn mind if you think I'm gonna tip you for sitting behind a counter and pressing a button. We need to fix this shit ASAP because it is genuinely making me angry.
Another example of how the tipping stuff could be handled much better when you go out to eat and that tipping culture is out of control. I uploaded another receipt. I went to a steakhouse. I went by myself. You'll see that it says guest count 1. I was completely alone. I got a bottle of water that was $9, a Tito's, I love my Tito's, it was $18, a baked potato for $12, some short ribs for $69, and a crab cake for $22. My subtotal was $130. The service charge at 18% was $23.40. The tax was $12.28, and my grand total was $165.68. So, as I said, I was by myself. Why they included auto gratuity, I have no idea. But it's fine. Most of the steakhouse houses I go to, they don't include auto gratuity. And it really kind of, I guess, unless it's more than 4 people, but it's rare for them to include the auto gratuity, which I don't mind it because I tip well. Like, I don't have a problem with tipping. And when the service is really good, I tip above 20%. So I don't have a problem with tipping. The young lady, she brought me the bottle of water she brought when I got seated. She took the order for the Tito's. She brought that back, right? So she brought the Tito's back by itself. Everything else that I read off and I had, she brought at the exact same time. The crab cakes was supposed to be an appetizer. It didn't come as an appetizer. It came with the entree. So literally, she brought me a Tito's, and then she brought me my entree and the appetizer at the same time, and then she brought me my bill. That young lady, when she brought me that bill, she said, gratuity is already included, but anything that's included is split between myself, the cooks, and the bartenders. Anything that you tip additional goes to me. That lady said that to me in my face. After I just spent $165 on one person, on myself, that included a $23 tip. And so I don't have any problem with the tip. My question is, and maybe y'all can answer this for me, why is it on me after I just paid $23 to tip basically all of the staff? Why does the server think I should tip more? I could be wrong in thinking I shouldn't be tipping more because I don't think that I should tip more unless, now let's say this was the same bill, $165, and let's say it was me and 4 other people and we ordered, this was 5 appetizers, like she had to bring a lot of food to the table. If that was the case where she was just on her feet running back and forth to the table because we were just ordering stuff, absolutely she would deserve more than $20. But I'm one person. She came to the table 2 times to bring me a Tito's and then to bring my entree and the appetizer at the same time. The next time I saw that lady, I was cashing out and paying my bill. So why do servers, and again, I'm just asking the questions, convince me that my way of thinking is wrong. Why should I be paying more than the 20% because of how your employer decides to divvy up the tips?
I've been gone from the US for 12 years, and I worked there as a waiter for 5 years, where tipping is still expected in that field, but nothing could have prepared me for just how much tipping has wriggled its way into every possible interaction in American society. At one point, I'm in Akron, Ohio, just stopping by a Starbucks to pick up a pumpkin spice frappuccino because I'm a basic boy. That said, I choose the drive-thru, which now does come off as a bit foreign and weird, because I don't really drive in the UK, so I'm like, oh, a drive-through, how convenient. I don't have to get out of my car. So I hop back on the interstate, everything seems nice, right? So I place my order, and as I pull up to the pay window, an employee leans out of the pay window, her arm fully outstretched, and she turns the device to me and just locks eyes and says, it's gonna ask you a question. You don't have to say yes. Jesus Christ, what if I'm ordering a frap? I'm ordering a coffee drink at a Starbucks through a drive-thru, and I get the, would you like to tip, starting at 18%? A coffee drink at a drive-thru? It's just so uncomfortable. I just couldn't believe that this is now a thing in drive-thrus. What the heck? It was a puppy dog eyes. I was like, what the? And yet again, I had a similar interaction at a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru in a different state on this road trip, where I felt like the employee was purposefully trying to parody that South Park episode about the Whole Foods, in which she literally asked me, would you like to donate $1 to feed the hungry children? Which hungry children? I don't know.
Would you like to add $1 donation to help hungry kids around the world?
Oh, no, that's okay.
So, with the no help for hungry kids, that's 1887. Your change is right there. Just pull the sandwich out of the little girl's mouth.
First, you got everybody asking you for tips because they're not paid very fairly. Then you get people asking for charity so that the companies they work for can get tax write-offs. Then you get asked to pay more in tax because the tax isn't included in the price. I don't know how you guys put up with it each and every day. Each one of these interactions is so draining. Oh, God. Got to the point, this was like the worst time. I went into a random cafe in Chicago, and I just wanted a bottle of water. I'm so thirsty. There's a little thing there. I pick up the bottle. I put it on the counter. This is all I want. Just this, thanks. Spins it around. Would you like to tip me? What did you do, sir? You did nothing. I got the water, and I put it on the counter. What have you supplied me? A smile? I'm not paying for smiles. What did you do besides ask me to pay? Do you want me to give you a little parade? I don't think so. Jesus Christ. I don't know how Americans deal with this every day. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot going on in the world. But this just hurts. We've got some service charge creep entering the UK, and I just don't want that to come here. It is just not good, okay? Oh, God. It just feels like it's gone too far. We need some sort of legislation to be like, pay everyone a fair wage, add the taxes to the price, stop begging everybody for money all the time. I just want my bottle of water, my bottle of water, my bottle of water. Oh. I've been gone from the US for 12 years, and I worked there as a waiter for 5 years, where tipping is still expected in that field, but nothing could have prepared me for just how much tipping has wriggled its way into every possible interaction in American society. At one point, I'm in Akron, Ohio, just stopping by a Starbucks to pick up a pumpkin spice frappuccino because I'm a basic boy. That said, I choose the drive-thru, which now does come off as a bit foreign and weird, because I don't really drive in the UK, so I'm like, oh, a drive-through, how convenient. I don't have to get out of my car. So I hop back on the interstate, everything seems nice, right? So I place my order, and as I pull up to the pay window, an employee leans out of the pay window, her arm fully outstretched, and she turns the device to me and just locks eyes and says, it's gonna ask you a question. You don't have to say yes. Jesus Christ! What if I'm ordering a frap? I'm ordering a coffee drink at a Starbucks through a drive-thru, and I get the, would you like to tip, starting at 18%? A coffee drink at a drive-thru? It's just so uncomfortable. I just couldn't believe that this is now a thing in drive-thrus. What the heck? It was the puppy dog eyes. I was like, what the? And yet again, I had a similar interaction at a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru in a different state on this road trip, where I felt like the employee was purposefully trying to parody that South Park episode about the Whole Foods, in which she literally asked me, would you like to donate $1 to feed the hungry children? Which hungry children? I don't know.
Would you like to add a $1 donation to help hungry kids around the world?
Oh, no, that's okay.
So, with the no help for hungry kids, that's 1887. Your change is right there. Just pull the sandwich out of the little girl's mouth.
First, you got everybody asking you for tips because they're not paid very fairly. Then you get people asking for charity so that the companies they work for can get tax write-offs. Then you get asked to pay more in tax because the tax isn't included in the price. I don't know how you guys put up with it each and every day. Each one of these interactions is so draining. Oh, God. Got to the point, this was like the worst time. I went into a random cafe in Chicago, and I just wanted a bottle of water. I'm so thirsty. There's a little thing there. I pick up the bottle. I put it on the counter. This is all I want. Just this, thanks. Spins it around. Would you like to tip me? What did you do, sir? You did nothing. I got the water, and I put it on the counter. What have you supplied me? A smile? I'm not paying for smiles. What did you do besides ask me to pay? Do you want me to give you a little parade? I don't think so. Jesus Christ. I don't know how Americans deal with this every day. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot going on in the world. But this just hurts. We've got some service charge creep entering the UK, and I just don't want that to come here. It is just not good, okay? Oh, God. It just feels like it's gone too far. We need some sort of legislation to be like, pay everyone a fair wage, add the taxes to the price, stop begging everybody for money all the time. I just want my bottle of water, my bottle of water, my bottle of water. Oh.
America just needs to boycott this tipping culture bullshit. Can you explain to me why every place in America is now asking for tips? If I go to the store and push a cart around and put all my shit in the cart and then get to the checkout line, they're gonna be like, would you like to tip today, sir? I'm not tipping nothing. Tips should not be expected. Tips are for going above and beyond in your service. If I pay for the mobile detailer to come detail my truck and he does an awesome job, I'm gonna pay a tip. You gotta hold people accountable for bad experiences, right? Just like you do when you tip for a good experience.
Thanks for dining with us. Here's your bill.
Thank you. Where should I tap?
Oh, no, you don't tap. I take your card. You take my card? Yes. So you're just going to go away with it? Yes. And you're going to come back, right? Yes. Okay, but how do I know you're not going to charge some other huge amount? No, you just have to trust me. Okay, yeah. Okay, here's your card back. And here's the docket for you to tip. Okay, so I've written how much I'm going to tip here. That's for you. And here is my card. Oh, I don't need your card anymore. Wait, I thought you needed my card to charge me. I already took it once, so no need to take it again. Wait, you can charge my card without me giving you my card? Yes. So I've just given all my details away to you? A random stranger? Yes. What is this place? America, the greatest country in the world.
You have an average meal and you have to give 20%? Bollocks.
Do you always give it 20%, and do you think it should always be 20%?
I don't think it should always be 20%. I think it should be based on, did I have a good experience? Was the food good? Were they attentive? And you're working your arse off and at least you care, you're going to get 20 to 25%.
Nice. If you have a meal and it's shit and you've had to pay more for that shit meal, that's wrong as well.
Absolutely.
You've done the right thing by the waitress, but the system's fucked you. This is my big problem with it. Like, you have an average meal and you have to give 20%? Bollocks. Yeah, they've just said hello, they've given you your food, and then they've said bye at end. That's not 20% extra.
They just did their job.
They did the job.
Right.
But just doing the job shouldn't be enough for a 20% tip.
Shouldn't be.
Companies should be paying them to do their job, not the customers.
I get tipped at my job. Do I like getting tipped? Of course I do. I love getting extra money. I love getting cash in my hand and getting tipped. But I know what I've done for them tips.
Right.
And I have to absolutely fucking go above and beyond for them customers. And every time I don't go above and beyond, I don't get a tip. And I think like, I didn't fucking work for that though. Don't deserve it. But if I ever go above and beyond and I get a tip, I got fucking deserved it, didn't I? You know what I mean? Put myself out.
But you also get paid a proper hourly wage where you don't rely on it.
But that's the main issue, isn't it? No one getting a proper hourly wage is the issue in the country in general. And that's what, no one would disagree with that. You should be paying restaurant staff, wait staff, bar staff, pay them what every other job gets.
You would get more out of them.
You shouldn't be worried that if you go into work and it's dead, that you're not going to get paid fuck all for the day.
Right.
Because you're still giving up your whole day to work.
Right.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be let down by it being quiet or your people on your tables being tight bastards.
There are some fucks out there.
Some of these people need tips or else they're not getting they're not getting any money. They don't get tipped. If you're an employer, you should be paying people properly. And if you're an employee, you should be turning up giving 100%. Non-negotiable. If you don't give 100%, you're shit at your job. You deserve not to be there. You deserve to get sacked or whatever.
And you deserve not to have a good tip.
But like, yeah, exactly. But if you're an employer and you don't want to pay staff properly, you can fuck off as well.
Yep.
People in the hospitality restaurant industry, I have a question. Why do y'all automatically add 20% gratuity for like a small party, like a party of two? And then when you bring the bill, you don't tell us that it's automatic. If the few occasions that we do ask, you tell us, oh, that tip doesn't go to me. It goes to everybody and the people in the back. So you expect us to add an extra tip on top of the automatic 20%.
As someone who started living their adult life in an Asian country and then later on moved to the US, tipping culture was one of the biggest things that I struggled with and like one of the biggest culture shocks that I had. I lived in Japan from when I was 21 years old to when I was 27 years old, and I just turned 31. So this was my fourth year in America. And yes, I did live in the US when I was a child. I lived here. This is my second time living in America. So I lived here from when I was 8 to when I was 14. But in those times, I was still a child. I went out with, my mom or my uncle, and I didn't work. So I didn't get to be exposed to that. And then in Japan, tipping is not a thing. People charge what they're worth. I remember one time I have a friend and she used to live in Japan. That's where I met her. And she was a military spouse. So I used to be able to have access to a lot of like American goods and services, some services, because of my connection to her. So she would take me on base. I used to go to their Navy exchange and do some grocery shopping there. But I remember the first time I got a service done on base was I got my eyebrow threaded. And my friend had picked me up from the gate and drove me on base to the girl's apartment. She had done my brow threading and she had told me that it was Japanese yen. She told me that it was 1,500 yen. So I went there with 1,500 yen. And when she was done, I gave her 1,500 yen. Said thank you, and I left. I didn't think twice about it. And then I was in the car with my friend. I don't think I told her the price, but she was like, how much was it? And I was like, it's 1,500 yen. And she was like, did you tip her? And I was like, no. I said something along the line, I didn't have any other cash on me or something of that sort. And she was like, you didn't have 500 yen? I was like, no, I didn't. I brought what she told me the price was. Why would I was so confused. And then I went home and I never went back because it was just weird to me, because it was like, if your service costs 2,000 yen, why'd you tell me it was 1,500 yen? Or if it costs 2,500 yen, like, why don't you just tell me the price so I can just come there ready to give you that money and then walk away? So coming to America, where I'm being asked a tip literally everywhere, drive-through, CVS, like Walmart, everybody's asking for a tip. Everyone's giving you that little page where you can select, and then I think it's different now because like previously I believe you could like write a number, but now it's like you want to give a 10% tip, a 15%, a 20%, and I'm like, it was very uncomfortable navigating for my first till now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say for my first couple of months, for my first couple of years. Till now, it's very uncomfortable navigating tipping culture in America. Maybe it's because, like I said, I never really had that exposure. It's like all the teenagers. Probably if I had lived here, Pat, and I left at 14 and worked at McDonald's or worked at Clear's or worked at wherever, I would have appreciated it more. But because I didn't, I'm just like, why don't you just tell me that my nails are going to be $150? Don't tell me that my nails are going to be $130 and then expect me to tip, or like not expect me to tip because that's the wrong way to say it. But then it's like when you don't tip, it's just, I don't still, if you can't tell by this conversation, I'm still very uncomfortable navigating tipping culture in America. Anyway, that's all I have.
Just asked me for a tip.
Yeah.
But I took the order myself.
Yeah, I know.
And it's to go.
Yep.
But I still have to leave a tip.
Yeah, you do. Make sure to leave a tip.
What, bring back my car?
Yeah, they took care of it while you were gone.
They just parked it. That's what I'm paying the parking fee for.
You still have to leave a tip.
What percentage this time?
Usually $20 is the job.
$20? I was just asked to leave a tip for them handing me a paper towel.
Yeah, that's pretty common here.
Yeah, but I could have done it myself.
I know, but he was being nice, so you didn't have to.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to tip for that.
Well, you should have.
I just got asked to leave a tip even though I picked it out myself.
Yeah, always have to tip.
Yeah, but they didn't make it. It's just a bottle of water.
Yeah, but you got it from their store.
Yeah, and that's why I'm paying the price. Why would I leave a tip on top of that?
Because you're in the U.S.
I just served myself and still got asked to leave a tip.
Yeah, you should be used to this by now.
So you have to tip for literally everything here?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
the problem that I have with tipping in America is this. Why is it related to the value of the meal rather than the size of the party? Okay, right? Let's say me, you, Rory and Ren go out for something to eat and we get 3 items and that comes to a total of $25, right?
Okay.
Should the waiter or waitress has had to serve 4 people coming over? It's a lot of work, bringing, drinks, water, whatever,
Yeah.
cutlery.
Kids.
To kids, annoying.
Yes.
Right? Doing that for 4 people, 4 guests. And let's say the bill's $25 and we tip 20%. That's only $5. Okay?
Okay.
And she served, or he served 4 people.
Okay.
But if I
And
went
we
in,
didn't get that much.
we didn't get that much in terms of value of, the
Food.
meal.
Okay.
What happens if I went in by myself and I went and ordered a $75 steak? All right? I'd be then expected to pay 20% on that, which is far greater, but the waiter or waitress has done way less work.
And you're just like an adult.
Yeah, and
like,
I'm just an adult who's gone in and eaten by myself, so probably very little trouble. That's why it doesn't make any sense. Like, it should be based on the size of the party, not the value of the food, because the value of the food is already baked into the cost of the food. Like, the chef is still getting paid that
Do you
money.
think about this at night?
Yeah, it annoys me. It's so annoying. It's like, you should make it $10 per person. So if you got a party of 8, $80 tip.
I'm sure that's a thing. I
Is
don't
it?
know. I've never worked in a restaurant.
But like, that's the.
I have no idea.
Why am I getting penalized for having more expensive food?
Penalized? Penalized.
What?
Is that how you say
Yeah,
it?
penalized. But that is why
Back to tipping.
Yeah, that's why I dislike